first announcement is we have our art contest that is happening for the next couple weeks. So there will be a cash prize for that contest for first through third. We'll be having a stream on the 17th that we go over the entries, we vote on them as a cast, and kind of decide first, second, third place, and reward out the prizes for that, as well as for each of the contests that I'm doing on Twitter right now. There is a $50 prize for a random person who retweets and likes the posts as well. So in the Blood of the Immortals chat, everybody, this is for everyone in the cast, in the Blood of the Immortals chat, I'm going to put the link that you can spam in your chats. You can spam that in your, let's see. Oh, did it come up? Oh, here we go. Copy, paste, boom. There it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, it did come through. All right. So you can spam that in your chats and send that to your audiences to go check out. It doesn't matter if you're a great artist or not. You know, I think quite a few of us on this cast are known to vote for things that may or may not, you know, be the most talented thing. It might be the funniest thing. It might be the, you know, most colorful thing or whatever it may be. So you don't need to be a crazy artist to submit to the contest, because you never know if how the cast is feeling that day. We might make a stick drawing win that day. Who knows? So feel free to submit for either of those contests. We've got one for Blood of the Immortals, which is the show that we're running today. And then I also have another contest I'm running for my other show that I run on Tuesdays. That is Out of Time, which is like a cyberpunk futuristic D&D show as well. So both those shows have prizes. Both those shows have incredible casts. Both those shows are my babies. So that's out of the way. Any questions about that from the cast or anything you guys want to say about it?
No Rule 34.
No Rule 34. Thank you. Yes. Let's keep the porn in your private folders. Okay. Yeah. Let's make sure we're not sharing that under the hashtags. Either way, you're not going to get your
opening an invite for.
Either way, you're not going to get your shit shown on stream if it's porn. I'm just telling you. Like, I'm not going to make that mistake. So I wouldn't even waste your time. Feel free to send it to me in a DM though. I mean, just. No.
Is that your way of telling everyone you're thinking?
So, anyway, that's Twitter DMs are open. So, with that, feel free to
you
like and
okay,
retweet.
Commander? Do you need a hug?
Hey, all good, all good. So with that, yeah, I posted the link in the doodly doo in the Blood of the Immortals chat. So feel free to throw those links in your chats so that people can get to those tweets easier, because I know a lot of them probably aren't even following me, which is fine. You don't need to follow me to be entered in the contest. You can just like and retweet the thing for your favorite content creator. No biggie. All right. That is the first announcement for today. The second announcement for today is that we've got a cast of 5 today. So we've got Jinx, Moonsy, Fergus, as in Rossi, Tyria, Trisha, and then Casey as well. So this is our cast for today. Colin, I think, is sleeping. So he was up all night playing Valheim and has not responded to my messages. So I think he was sleeping. And then Susu's got a stomach bug. So wish her some love. Give her some love. I think she got food poisoning for some sushi. So she's not feeling great. So send her some love, okay? She said she might be here after she's done showering. You know, that's neither here nor there. And then Colin, I'm sure if he wakes up, he'll want to be here too. So they still may come. All right, everybody? So with that, I don't think I have any other announcements. Does anyone else have anything they want to announce for the show or anything else?
Yeah, I have an announcement.
Okay, here we go.
I just want to remind everyone that I am very hot and sexy and I have a fat ass.
I thought you were going to tell everyone you were
Thank you,
pregnant.
Malice. Thank you, Malice, for the gifted subs.
Well, I thought we were keeping that private, Minzy, but yeah, there we go.
This is a wonderful news.
Wow, the character development.
This is wonderful news. So
I thought the characters were related. Sweet
I mean,
home,
it was
sweet
medieval
home
time.
Alabama.
You never said it was mine.
If I could have a beer with you.
Oh no. Awful. Okay.
Just kidding.
Awesome. So with that, I'm hoping not to fuck up today with my tired ass, but we will see. You know, it happens. It happens. So today I think will be a fun day. You guys will get a little bit of I don't know, stress out of the way as you're going to start today with a conflict. It may not end in a battle. We'll see. It'll depend on how you guys deal with it. But let's do a quick recap of what happened last time. You guys prepared your characters for a journey out to find Crocus's mom. The goddess of harvest, Moira, is hidden inside a very vast cornfield beneath the soil somewhere. You are looking for the seed that she is trapped in. She is encased in this artifact known as the Golden Seed, and this artifact is hidden somewhere out there, and that's what you're looking for. Now, on your way to this adventure, you came across a traveling group that needed to pass you on the walking trail. On either side of your groups, there was a big drop-off. It was kind of like you were on a big ravine. And so you had to kind of give some leeway. One person needed to go back, the other person needed to go forward. So you talked with them a little bit, got a little suspicious of these travelers that you met, and did some digging, did some investigating, found that they had some people in the back of their covered wagon, found that they were suspiciously kind of keeping information from you, lying to you about certain things. They were rude to you at the very start, which got you on the track to wanting to ask them questions in the first place. And this group of people, after kind of getting to know them a bit, you found out, at least they told you, that they were running from tax collectors, and that they had fought their way away from them. And so after a little bit more back and forth, a little bit more investigating, you found some bloody weapons in their cart and kind of corroborated their story that they did get into a fight of some kind, at least, but still were kind of suspicious of them. But you didn't have time for this shit, so you let them pass. You let them pass by you and left them alone. Then, come a few hours later, you were making camp for the night, and as you were making camp, you heard the sound of horse hoofs and a lantern squeaking in the distance in the quiet forest. You hear the sounds of crickets and locusts around you, and that faint sound of footsteps, voices, and that squeaky lantern. And the last thing that you heard as this group of travelers walking on the trail walked kind of around the corner, just barely in your vision. I mean, they probably don't even see you. You guys kind of heard them first. They're the ones kind of being louder. You guys were just sitting by your fire, so you weren't really talking about much or doing much. But they are the ones who are kind of talking kind of loud. You heard them, and they were talking about a group of slaves that had escaped them. The person who you heard said, "I ain't ever gonna let a slave get away from me. It's not gonna happen now. It's never happened before." That's what you heard in somewhat hushed tones, not very hushed, because they think that they're alone. They don't think that you guys are around. And they haven't quite come into your vision yet. But you're starting to piece together that these people are after the people that you talked to, the people that you let go. Turns out that they may have been slaves, untrusting of you, worried that you may turn them into the authorities or turn them in to their slave owners for a cash money prize. So they didn't tell you anything about them, but they went on their way, and now you're seeing the people who are pursuing them. You're on your way to a very important task, stopping one of these creatures that is attacking your world, killing the demigods of your world. As a group of demigods, you are just learning about each other. You've only known each other for about a day in-game time. And you are now faced with a decision as a group, whether to confront these, what you might consider slave drivers, or let them pass and not get yourself into a confrontation here. You don't know what the repercussions of either of your actions will be, but you don't have much time to think, as they are going to be in vision of you soon and know that you're there if you're trying to get the drop on them. This is Blood of the Immortals, episode 3. Let's roll the intro on my stream.
Many years ago, before the gods
Why
were
have you got-
locked away in relics and scattered across Sarotha, They walked among the mortals. The people loved them, and they loved the people. So much so that children were born. Demigods. Blood of the immortals running through their veins. These children have been kept hidden. Hidden from those who would do them harm. Hidden from those who would kill them. Like me. But fate has a funny way of bringing us together. Like moths to a flame. And if I sow enough chaos, if I burn enough cities, those demigods will have no choice but to reveal themselves. And once I've taken care of them, there will be nothing standing in my way.
That hat. Oh my god, I love that fucking hat.
Do you like my froggy hat?
Oh my god. I love that.
Is that a boomer hat right there?
No, it's froggy hat.
It's Froggy hat. Okay. For some reason, I feel like I saw somebody on Twitter named Boomer or something that was a frog person.
Yeah, Boomy Catboy
I feel like everyone seems to have that frog hat right now.
It's great.
I want one.
You should get one.
I will.
Donation.
Pigrid,
Put a
Pigrid,
donation goal up.
you would be a bandwagoner, Pigrid.
I love that. I want
He's
one.
gonna be so cool. We can have matching froggy hats.
Oh, that's cute.
This is the conversation we're having endgame, by the way. Oh yeah, I love
course.
that hat.
Of course, of course.
Oh, it's in game? Okay. Looks like a hat for commoners. Of course you would like it, Pigrid.
There's nothing wrong with being simple.
Oh yeah, some of you guys should change your names.
Yeah, go ahead and change your names on
'Cause I
Zoom.
sometimes can't remember your names.
I gotcha.
Can I touch your magic ball?
If you say please, baby. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
That's the magic word.
Both my fucking shows have been so horny the last 2 days. Jesus.
Please, can I touch your magic ball, Daddy?
We've been cooped up.
Okay, here you go. You can rub it just once.
Sending you guys to horny jail.
Oh,
Bonk. Bonk, everybody.
power.
Bonk, everybody. You're all bonk.
Now you have a little bit more power. Bonk, go to horny jail.
Go to horny jail.
I exist in horny jail. God, man, it's a pandemic.
Imagine being horny on Maine.
I'm in my third national lockdown. I exist in horny jail.
I don't know. Crocus, I've seen some of the responses to my tweets. They seemed like you might be bonked to horny jail too.
Which ones?
Once I said it's been so
Pull the receipts up, bitch!
I memorized it. Once I said it's been so long that I don't remember how. What if I moo? Once I think I said, what if I bark instead of moan? And then you commented, bark, 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 bark. What's wrong with barking? What are you doing?
And what? Oh.
This is the most invigorating conversations I've ever heard in my life, I think. The barking, the absolute degeneracy. I love it.
Okay. Focus.
She's really good.
That is pretty good.
Did y'all hear that man? He said those were slaves?
Oh yeah.
Those poor bastards that we saw on the train. Do you reckon he was talking about them?
Perhaps we should help with noblesse, or oblique. How do you say it? How do you actually say it? Noblesse oblique. It is our obligation to help those less fortunate than us. That's
Well,
why
according
I help
to
you
you,
guys.
everyone is less fortunate than you.
You don't have
Why do
much
you think
time.
I'm
Your
on this
characters don't
team?
have much time. What are you guys doing? You got a fire that's
we don't
burning right
have-
now.
We don't have much time. Do we ambush them?
Let's kill him.
This is a tense situation. Remember, your
We should
actions
still-
will always have consequences, even if
We
you
will
kill a bad
need-
guy.
Okay. Before we make any rash let's take a vote. Do we attack them or do we hide?
Maybe we just sit this one out.
Oh, I didn't know Pigrid was a coward too.
Stop.
We've
influencing
got
the vote.
other things. we ought to be doing. We gotta save Crocus's mom. She's trapped in a seed.
Listen, she's been in a seed for this many years. She can wait.
Right? That's her daughter speaking.
If you're not in a hurry, then I guess I'm not in a hurry.
But what if we get hurt?
Oh.
Then we can touch Dinah's magic ball and we'll be healed.
Actually, she says the healer.
I know.
I'm the glass cannon.
Wait,
we should maybe
so what
perhaps
is
be
out
careful,
there?
Because 2 of our teammates seem to be taking a nap. We might lose.
Just in game, I'll play Colin and Susu's characters. I'll play them because I didn't know they were going to be gone today. It was kind of like last second thing, so I balanced the fight around them being there. So if you guys fight, you don't have to fight here. I'm just saying, if you guys fight, I balanced it around that.
Can anybody see how many of them there are?
You can't.
What
see
kind
from
of
this
stuff
distance.
they wearing? Should
you
we get
see-
closer?
I'll tell you what you see. So first of all, you know that if you keep your fire burning for 5 more seconds, they're gonna see it if you're trying to get the drop on them. They're gonna know you're there. That's the first thing you know. The second thing that you see is 4 horses and a lantern. One single lantern at the front of the pack. So
Right, quick.
you're not sure how many there are.
You 4 put out the fire. I'm gonna climb up to the top of the tree and see if I can find out more information while you guys put out the fire.
Okay.
What about if we set them on fire first, so that we can get the first move, and we can steal their horses after we kill them all,
They will
and
see
then
the
we can move
they'll see
faster.
the fire from miles away. We need to put it out quickly. I will go and find more information. I'm
Who's
gonna
snuffing
roll
the
an
fire?
I'm gonna roll an investigation check or a perception
kicking
would it be?
dirt on the fire.
Okay.
Perception
You kick dirt
or
on the fire. It's out. You're gonna roll me first of all an acrobatics check to get up to the top of the tree.
Oh my.
Attempting to climb the tree, your claws scrape down the bark and break one of the branches off that you're holding on to, and you fall flat on your back right as the fire goes out.
Maybe somebody else can try.
Well, perhaps I will, since I am a high moon elf.
Do you
What
want
I
to try
roll?
climbing the tree?
Acrobat.
Yeah, perhaps. I was born in trees. I feel like I could do this.
Okay. Roll me an
Boink.
acrobatics check. Yep.
Not quite the climber.
There's not many handholds on these trees. They're pretty slender and not really climbable for like someone that doesn't have claws.
Oh shit!
Because the branches
Can we
are
kind
really
of-
high up.
Can we stealth up closer?
You could try to stealth up closer, sure.
There's a stealth check, right? Yeah.
Oh,
There
the
is.
stealth. Okay.
There is.
Damn it! Why do I always roll low ass numbers?
So who is all wanting to stealth up? That's going to separate the party if you don't all go. If you all want to go, that's fine. To just know that the more rolls you're making for stealth, the more likely it is that one of you is going to step on a twig or, something like that.
Crocus will stay back.
Okay,
Oops! I already rolled.
that's fine.
I will go forwards as well. Out of pure embarrassment for failing to climb the tree, I will
Oh,
continue
Pog!
to
18. Let's go.
I will
I'm
continue
gonna
to-
stealth.
We
Okay.
win these.
So anyone who wants to roll stealth. So we've got 16, 18, 16, 21. Wow. Those are really great rolls for stealth. Let's see what they roll for their perception. Okay. That is not a number you guys get to know. All right. So last thing I'm going to say. Someone in chat reminded me of something that's nice. Susu's character could just climb. She doesn't need to roll a check to climb. So she's a spider, so she'll climb up to the top of the tree. She's going to roll a perception check to see if she can pinpoint exactly how many there are. Okay? So she climbs to the top of the tree. She's going to roll a perception check. She rolls an 18 on her perception check.
Okay, Susu.
Roll for them.
Okay.
Okay, so you hear from the top of the tree as you guys are stealthing forward, as you're kind of going forward, about to kind of get a better view of them, you hear her say, "It looks like there's 10 of them. And there's a couple horses.
It's a lot.
There's a couple
Strong.
horses you didn't see."
We've got the advantage on them. Can I just charge in? Ah!
You- We lose
do
the
you.
advantage of you charge in. We need to plan our attack.
So let me pull
I'll
up the
sneak
map and I'll
attack.
give you a visual, okay? Just give me one moment here. I'll pull up the map for you.
Ooh. I love a visual aid. Who should we go for first? Should we kill the horses?
Penis.
I feel like we shouldn't kill the horses because we're gonna want to take them.
Oh. I like your thinking. For once, you've got a good brain on you.
Huh. Probably because you're so smooth-brained normally, you can't process what I'm saying. Maybe you're becoming more intelligent lately. Proud
I
of you, little creature. Maybe
I
touching
should
my
go
magical
first.
orb has elevated you.
I should go first. I'm one of the strongest here. I've got my armor. I can take a real hit.
We could
What's
send...
everyone's health? Mine's 10. I'm like weak as hell.
Yeah, I think I have I'm at
on
22.
Ooh, you're
I'm
strong.
on 13 right now. I say we send in Leon and Egrid first. Use them as cannon fodder.
Yeah,
then we
and my
can smite
armor
them.
class is 18 too.
Ooh,
Jesus.
Jesus. Damn, I'm gonna get
So I'm
one
like
hit.
a tank. I'm like the group tank, me and Leon.
Damn.
Wow.
You kind
That
of
joint rolling skill, though.
Mm-hmm.
She got the best beard out of all of us. And apparently joint rolling skills.
Yes.
Damn. That looks like a Snoop Dogg one.
It's
a
I
fat-ass
roll a
joint.
blunt.
Oh, it's a blunt? My bad. I can't tell the difference. Sorry.
I-
I don't participate in the forbidden leaf. I'm more of a moon flower kind of person.
It's best not to get in it. Once you start, you can't stop.
That's on addiction, love.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Hi.
Aye.
All right. Yes, yes. Here we go. Pulling up the map for you. So on Zoom, you should be able to see the map. I'll put a compass for you. All right, so your characters are standing around kind of a smoldering campfire here. It's blue now instead of red. I erased the red because you guys put it out very smartly. And the group of people that you just came across, where did I just set that down at? Over here. The group of people that you just came across that are kind of walking on the trail are just off the map right over here to give you an idea of where you're at. So you've got about 100 feet of space between the two of you before they're going to be able to kind of get a better look at you, but their vision was obscured by the trees and the winding path, and they don't seem to have noticed you. So I'm just going to tell you now, your stealth checks were successful. You stealthed past their vision, so they do not see you at the moment. So right now we got Fergus, Egrid, Tyria, and Shisa. We're stealthing forward.
If we attack with the element of surprise, do we inflict bonus damage?
You'll have advantages. So if you attack with surprise, the first benefit that you get is what's called a surprise round. Surprise round means you guys get a round of combat before they even get to move. So you get to each do like a move. You have basically a turn, okay? The other thing that you get is, especially you, for example, as a rogue, you get advantage on your first attack without being seen. So everyone's first attack, if you're attacking with a spell or a weapon of some kind, gets advantage, which means, again, you roll twice, take the higher number, which is really good for you. It basically increases your odds of hitting. And then for you, Fergus, if you attack from a hidden position, you get sneak attack damage as a rogue. So that is an extra bonus that you get as well. So there's a lot of benefits for at least specifically for you at least in starting combat in a hidden spot. But for everyone else, it's good too, especially for that surprise round. So Neffy is currently up in this tree right there.
Where did you say the enemies were?
The enemies are right
coming
off
down
the
the
map.
trail.
They're right off the map on the left side, off the trail somewhere.
We should attack them from behind. Wait until they cross, and then we'll take them on from behind.
I agree. I think we should stay stealthy and then get the jump on them. We might be able to get a few quick kills and even the numbers.
Okay. Since this is
Sounds like a good idea.
Since this is a lot of people's first time with D&D, I want to just give you something to think about. Put yourself in the shoes of your character real quick. I want you to imagine that you are your character just for a moment. And think of a couple things. First of all, you guys are outnumbered. But you know that they are just people. They're not demigods. So you guys do have an advantage there. You have like magical abilities that they probably don't have access to. So that's a good thing. Problem is, you don't know these people. And so I want to make sure that you know the repercussions of your actions. If you just go in and slaughter them all, you're not sure if they're running with slaves with them. You're not sure if they are high up nobles of a nearby town that are going to have repercussions. So I just want to make sure that your characters know that in the back of your head while you're fighting. I know what your characters are going to do. They're going to fight, right? And they're in the middle of the battle. They'll kind of take a look and see, okay, does that look like a slave driver? Or does that look like a slave? And they'll be able to kind of figure some things out as the fight goes on. You're not just going to mercilessly slaughter everybody, I would assume. But I just want to make sure that you know that your characters aren't just murder machines. They have morals. They have, thoughts, and they probably are smarter than just killing people without asking questions too. So I don't think your plan is a bad idea at all. I just want to remind you to not be what's called murder hobos. That's a term that we have as dungeon masters for some of our players who go around killing everything. We call them murder hobos. So try not to be a murder hobo. But, if you want to be murder hobos, just know that there will be repercussions for those actions. If you kill people, that affects the world. It's all a living, breathing place. Okay.
Listen, I'm just saying I'm a firm believer in karma. We let the slaves past, it's time to kill the slave, whatever these...
Absolutely. Do what your character would do. That's my point, okay? Do what your character would do. Alrighty?
Let's fuck them up.
Alright, let's do it. So, you guys are here. I'm gonna let you find a position on the map that you want to be. So, Fergus, you're here. Egrid, you're here. Shisa, you're here. And Tyria, you're here. So... just tell me ish where you want your character and I'll kind of guide them and you just say stop. So, Fergus, do you want to be like north of the trail or south of the trail? And do you want to be behind a tree or up in a tree or kind of what's your idea?
I want to be up on the very first big tree northwest, just south of the path. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Since you're moving towards them at the same speed they're coming towards you, you are probably going to get to the base of the tree by the time that they are like right on the edge of the trail here. Is that good with you? Okay, you're not going to be able to climb all the way up it before they are like in your range. Do you want to climb all the way up?
What about the smaller tree then? Can I smite? Can I climb up?
Absolutely. You can get up this small one.
Okay, then I'll
easy.
just sit at the top of the smaller tree.
And you don't even need to roll an acrobatics check for this one. This one's a shorter tree, so you can get up all the way into the branches up at the top.
Fine by me. Perfect.
Okay, and at that time, they are just about to get on the trail. That's like right when they're about to step onto the trail there. All right, Egrid, where do you want to go?
I'll follow behind, like right by him, but still on the ground, maybe behind that big tree.
Okay. So you want to kind of get up like right behind this big tree?
Yeah.
All right, you got it. Shisa.
I think I'm going to go on to... I'm probably going to go right behind Egrid. Probably hide in a bush, like down low to the ground.
Okay. So we'll say there's a little bush there that you can kind of hide behind right there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then for stealthing, last thing here is Tyria. Where do you want to go?
Probably also behind the others.
Okay. Where do you want to be behind them? This is a big tree kind of blocking your vision here. So if they're walking on the trail, your spells are going to be blocked if you're trying to cast them through this tree.
Probably. Yeah. There's slightly to the right.
Mm-hmm.
No, too much. Yeah, closer to Fergus. Yeah,
Okay.
there.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then just know that Fergus is up in a tree, a small tree here, but it's a tree that you can lean around and kind of cast spells around, so you don't need to worry about being blocked. Okay? And then we'll do Crocus. Where would you like to go for your character? Just know that you're not going to be able to go past like this line since you weren't stealthing.
Right. I'm probably just gonna hang back a little. I feel like Crocus would be a little unsure of attacking.
Okay. So we'll just say you kind of hide behind this tree?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Leon is going to he is going to stand. Yeah, well, he'll stand back. He'll stand back here. Stand back here behind this tree. Kind of block himself out of there. And I will put the enemies on the map here as they begin to walk into your range. They are unaware of your presence. Now, just so you know, these tokens that I'm putting out, a couple of them are just placeholder tokens. They are not like official tokens. I'm going to put the official, like, actual pictures of the characters you do see at the front. So the first one you see is a Tiefling. Tiefling is like a devil person, and he's on the front horse. He is on the horse that has the lantern, and he is the one with the kind of growly country voice. So he is the one who you heard talking. Okay. The person behind him is a burly-looking human. Looks like he's got large biceps. Looks like he might be a wrestler of some kind or a gladiator from one of the nearby cities. He is decked out in armor and looks like he is already covered in some kind of blood. So he is some kind of fighter that was recently in a battle. The last like official token of my group here is a stern-looking elf boy. He's about
My people.
He's about probably. Tyria, go ahead and roll me a perception check as you're looking at him, because you'd be able to tell his age better than anyone else.
Okay. Perceive this mofo. How dare my people do this disgusting shit. There.
Okay.
How naive you are.
With
Bloody
an 8, it's hard to tell. He's young though. He's young for an elf. He's probably what you would consider like a teenager. In elf years, which for everyone else is like 50 or 60 years old.
Oh shit, I'm 27 though.
So okay, so he's older than you. He's you're a kid. He's, you know, like a teenager, yeah, in elven years, but of course you're all really adults compared to everybody else. So, just talking about in elven years. So he looks stern. His face is blank. He is his eyebrows are a bit furrowed, and he looks kind of angry almost, as he is on the back of his horse, and he is looking around intently into the forest, kind of keeping an eye out. So these are like your 3 main people here, okay, everyone? The rest of the group kind of surrounds them. These are my placeholder tokens. Whether they're on horseback or walking next to the group, they are just nearby. And there is a large group. So your 3 main people are kind of in the middle of that group. Okay? And the last person is kind of off the map. The last person is like kind of off the map just a little bit. Put them back there. You can kind of see
those 3 in the front, they look like the main ones. That first one, I think I could take him. I think I could take the gladiator.
Well,
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm gonna use the facilities. I'll be right back. Sorry.
You're good. You're good. So I'll say, your at this particular time, your characters probably aren't able to talk to each other without being heard. So
Okay, so I'm gonna look down from the treetops, right? I'm gonna completely silent. I'm gonna signal to Egrid. I'm pointing to the second person, pointing to her, pointing to the second person, pointing to me, and pointing to the person on the horseback, saying,
So Egrid, roll me a intelligence check. An intelligence check. So under the at the very top left where it says intelligence, click on the little number for intelligence and it'll roll the little plus whatever or minus whatever. There you go. +1. You have no clue what he's saying. No clue. He's saying something like he's gonna attack somebody. You're not sure.
I draw out my great sword. I have it ready.
All right. At this time, I am going to allow you guys your surprise round. So, let me pull up. Alright, so we got this up. I'm going to have everyone roll initiative after you're done with your surprise round. And yes, Moonsy, even though you didn't stealth forward, you still get a surprise round action. So you still get to, prep something if you want, or you can make an attack if you'd like. You're kind of going to be close to out of range of them, but it might still be something that you can do. But for the most part, looks like Trisha's back. That's kind of what I was waiting for. And let's do it.
Sorry.
So with the highest stealth, I think was, let me look. It was Ross. So Fergus, you've got the first move of the surprise round. Then it'll be Tyria. Then it'll be Shisa, and then finally Egrid will be the last to move in the surprise round, with Moonsy, of course, being like the end one.
Okay. Okay, so because we have a surprise round, I'm gonna fire my short bow at the person who is on horseback at the very front with a lantern.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your attack, as I'm getting up the battle music here.
Do I just roll with the short bow, the +4?
Yep, it's the same weapon, but you're gonna roll with advantage. So what I want you to do is hold down the shift button before you click the roll. Hold down the shift button, and it should roll with advantage for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Did it work? It didn't quite work. Let me see. Just roll again, because you still get 2 rolls. You might crit here, so roll again anyway. Oh, there it went. It went that time. For some reason, the first time it didn't work. Okay. We're going to take the 18 that you rolled, and that does hit this character. So go ahead and roll your damage and your sneak attack damage. So you'll need to roll the short bow, which will be next to the short bow to the right. You'll see the damage there. You should click on that. It should roll it for you. So we'll start with that.
Yep.
Okay. So we got 6
and then the
short
sneak
bow
attack,
damage.
I've scrolled down, yeah.
Yep, and then you click on for sneak attack damage, and you get that as well. All right, 4 sneak attack, 6 regular piercing damage. That's going to be 10 total damage to the leader of this caravan. As your arrow flies from the top of the treetops, it hits this person right in their kind of clavicle area, right in their collarbone. And that arrow digs deep down into their collarbone, as immediately his hand comes up and grabs the arrow, and he lets out a bellowing ambush and pulls the arrow out of his neck. A little squirt of blood comes out and sprays across his chin and the horse in front of him. That is your first round. Did you want to move from this spot, or do you want to stay up there?
I'm staying put.
Staying put. You got it. All right. Then we will do... Who did I say next? It was Tyria. Tyria, you are up next. So...
All right, I would like to use my Chaos Bolt on whoever looks the strongest. And we should kill first. Whoever does the most
Roll me a
damage.
perception check. Roll me a perception
Okay.
check.
Please, God, my negative luck stat.
Oh, man. The 8.
8, fuck!
It is unclear which is the strongest, but the person who looks like the biggest and burliest is this guy that's kind of smack in the middle, this big burly gladiator looking dude that's covered in blood. He looks like he's already been in a fight, and he is intense looking.
All right, Chaos Bolt on that motherfucker.
Okay, go
Sorry,
ahead and
that
roll.
person.
You can say motherfucker, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack for that. I'm trying to get my battle music up, but it's being kind of a pain. Let's
fucking go!
Yeah, and you also get advantage on this attack, so roll again in case you crit. You might crit, which could be good.
So I get to roll it twice?
Yeah, roll twice, and we'll take the higher one.
Oh, God.
you
Trisha,
crit!
please.
You crit!
Crit!
All right,
Ah!
nice crit. So, the way crits work, as we've talked about, and you guys will get used to this. So, Chaos Bolt normally deals, let's see. What does Chaos Bolt's damage normally do? It's like 2d8, isn't it, or something? What is it? It should say next. What is it?
I think.
It should say next to Chaos Bolt. It'll say like 2d something.
2d8.
2d8. So with our crits, the way it works is automatically you get the maximum of that damage. So what is the maximum of 2 8-sided dice? What's the maximum you could get? This is a test. If you rolled 2 8-sided dice, what's the maximum you could get?
16.
The biggest number you could get together.
16.
16, that's correct. So that's the automatic.
Oh, yeah.
That's the automatic damage you get for critting. Now you're going to roll damage normally. So click on that damage. Click on the 2d8 button. It'll roll for you. And we're going to add that to 16. And that's what the crit's going to be. That's the crit damage.
Oh, please, Trisha, please.
What if you got 16 again?
My luck is not that good.
Close. You got 12. So you got a total of 16 plus 12, which is 28 damage with your surprise round Chaos Bolt. With Chaos Bolt, I think you have to roll for what type of chaos magic it is. Let me look real quick. I think you have to roll for like if it's fire or frost or poison or something like that. So let me look real quick. You get...
It did it itself. It's 6 chaos energy, 6 additional.
Yeah, chaotic energy it just implies like it's the damage that's done, but it doesn't tell us what the damage is. It doesn't tell us like if it's fire. Chaotic is not a type of damage.
Oh.
Chaotic is not a type of damage. So let's see here. I think you've got to roll a separate dice for this. I think it might be like a d6, but let me look.
Are you sure? Let me try the Chaos Bolt again. Ignore it, but if it rolls something else.
Okay.
Sisha, can you give us a shocked face for the crit?
Okay. So it is chaos. Okay.
So check this out. What I want you to do
damage
is
type right here. I think.
So where it says damage type, acid, cold, fire, force, you see all that?
Yeah.
Next to it to the left, you'll see it says D8 with like a little button.
I think I clicked it. No?
Okay, so you rolled a 2. Yep, you rolled a 2 on that
Cold.
D8. So that's cold damage. All right, so the reason I asked that is because I want to describe what this looks like. So as you fire your Chaos Bolt from your hand to this person, it flies past this tree. It kind of curves around the tree almost over the head of a person that's walking next to this guy's horse. And it hits him square in the chest with this ice energy. And as it hits him, that ice energy turns into an icicle that pierces through his chest and out the other side, leaving a gaping hole in his chest as he just falls off his horse dead. You killed him in one hit with 28 damage. That's how much
So
HP
true,
he had.
bestie.
You
See,
killed
I
him in
told
one
you I
hit.
was powerful.
Damn, maybe I'm starting to like you.
So you
Big,
turned
wow.
basically your magical bolt turned into like a piercing icicle that just went through his body and like right through his heart and killed him. And he falls off his horse.
Just like my ex did to me. Oh, I wasn't muted. Fuck.
Damn. Damn. Where's the meme with where's the meme with the horse standing looking out at the ocean? Man.
Man.
All right. Next up is Jinx. The stealth round here.
Okay. So I was thinking I could try out using dissonant whispers to weed out the weak ones, get them to run away, run for their lives.
So dissonant whispers is a single target spell. So you got to pick a person, and then
I'm
deals
gonna pick
that damage.
I'm gonna roll a perception check to find out who's one of the weakest guys is.
Okay, yeah, roll me a perception check for that, please. A 19. Looking at this group of people, you see that the elven boy that's on the third horse looks like he might be, at least he looks like he might be someone who you could scare a little bit easy. There is another guy that's kind of back to the left of him, and he is walking behind this guy's horse, and he looks like he might be a little bit of a coward. And up at the very front, there's this guy that's next to the leader. So you've got this one here. Can you see my finger?
Yeah.
This one, that one, and that one. Those three seem pretty weak in terms of they would not be able to resist your spell very well.
Well, judging by the fact that there's somebody who is next to the leader, he must be at least a little important. So I think I'll try to get that guy, the guy who's in the very front.
Okay, so this one?
Commander,
Yes.
someone
Alright.
said if you roll the same number on both d8s, the chaotic energy leaps from the target to a creature of your choice within 30 feet of it. So you can make a new attack roll against a new target and make a new damage roll. It's one of the Chaos Bolt additions. I think.
That is correct. That is correct, yeah. So I didn't even see that. I didn't even scroll down far enough to see that shit. Wow. Okay. So I'll let you do that after Shisa's thing here.
Yeah,
Okay?
sorry
So we'll
for
let Shisa
interrupting.
finish, and then no, we'll let you do your second chaos.
I don't know what I just did. Oops.
Oh, that's okay. You're good. I think you might have clicked on the chaos bolt thing.
Yeah.
All right. So Dissonant Whispers, he's got to roll a check. What is your spell save DC? It should be at the top of your spell list. Should say spell save DC. It'll be like 13 or 14. It's the number that I have to beat on my dice roll to not be affected or not be as
13.
affected. 13. All right. So, rolling, I rolled an 11. So, I'm going to take full damage from this spell. Go ahead and click on the damage for Dissonant Whispers. And I think it's got a special effect where they have to run away from you.
Yeah.
All right. 13 damage. As you cast Dissonant Whispers on this person, immediately they grab their head and close their eyes tight and begin sprinting away, screaming into the darkness, away from this leader who starts shouting, "Where are you going? Hey!" And their nose is bleeding profusely from the psychic damage that you've dealt to them. They need to use their whole movement. So we got gets all the way off the map. So he runs all the way into the forest, into the darkness, like a coward.
Weak mental.
Weak mental indeed. You fucked him up.
Later, bitch.
Later, bitch. All right, nice. Okay, anything else you want to do? You have your bonus action. You can inspire on your turn if you'd like. Or you can just pass it up. Or you can
I think I will inspire my good friend Fergus.
All right, Fergus. So you have what's called an inspiration dice. You'll get used to this. This is something that will come up a lot when we have a bard in the party. Inspiration dice is an extra d6 that you can add on to any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check that you make with Fergus. So if Fergus wants to climb a tree and you roll like an 11, you can be like, okay, I want to use my inspiration from Jinx to add to that, and so you roll that extra 6-sided dice.
How long can I hold on to this for?
This lasts for 10 in-game minutes, which will be through this entire combat, and then maybe just a little bit more. because combat usually only lasts a couple minutes max.
So typically, I should just use it in the battle I get it then.
Yeah, I
speaking.
I think Fergus is used to only lasting a couple minutes max, anyways.
Damn, I think.
Oh shit!
I think Fergus might be a virgin. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Fergus has ever fucked anybody.
Trying to get us banned.
I am 3 years old.
Oh no!
Like a margarita, no alcohol.
Wait, you guys are the one adding sexual connotation. I didn't say anything. Okay.
Huh?
Commander is joking. We will not get banned, please.
No,
Goddamn.
that was not the same as calling someone that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That was totally different. This was a descriptive. Okay. Anyway, you guys feel free to DM me porn from the campaign. Anyway, moving on.
Oi.
Honestly, Crocus, same. I might have to get my froggy hat out now as well.
I hate it here. Nobody clip that, please, for the love of God. All right. So that was that turn.
It's me. Yeah, it's me, I think,
Egrid,
right?
Egrid, yeah.
Okay.
This is going up.
Wait, can I roll my chaos bolt?
Oh
so I can
yeah,
mark
sorry, I
it?
got distracted.
yeah.
I got distracted. Sorry. So your chaos bolt can jump to any creature. What was it? Within what feet? It was 30 feet. So any of the creatures you want. Anything you want.
So what do I roll?
You make a new attack roll. So just roll chaos bolt again. And if
Is there one that's almost dead or hurt?
The front guy is hurt, but he's nowhere near dead.
All right, I'm gonna hit that guy.
Okay.
I do damage, right?
No,
Damage
you
roll?
roll the attack first because you may roll doubles again and then jump again. That's what Chaos Bolt is cool for. So first, yeah, you roll the attack roll. So yep, so go ahead and roll damage, and if this damage is
rolling high for once.
double again. Okay, so it's a total of 7 damage, and go ahead and roll your D8. Click on that little D8 next to damage type, and we'll see what kind of damage it is. Again, it's frost, cold damage. So your Chaos Bolt jumps from the dead body of this person as they're falling off their horse, jumps from the dead body, and this icicle pierces the front guy in the back now as he now turns around and looks. He's got terror in his eyes as he has no clue what is going on. He hasn't even figured out where you guys are yet.
Ooh.
Nice.
Gotcha, bitch.
Nice.
Is he dead?
No, he is not. Egrid.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my javelin. That doesn't hit, does it?
A 6 is not going to hit. Who were you throwing it at, by the way? So you got to tell me.
Oh,
who
the
you're
one
throwing
in the
at first.
front.
Okay.
Sorry, the
You're
front
good.
guy.
You're good. So a 6 is going to miss as you throw the javelin. It's dark out. It's kind of hard to see him, and it kind of just flies by. That's your action. You still have your movement and your bonus action.
I'll stay in place and I'll just say, "Die, heathen!"
All right. And then, of
As
course,
it misses.
Crocus, you are up as well.
Can I try and get a better look at the people on the sidelines?
Yeah. Let's see. 5, 10,
What should I roll?
You will want to get closer, so I would say moving up into range, you're probably going to be the first person they see if you're walking up to get a better look, because it's dark out. It's kind of hard to see. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with them seeing
I'm
you?
okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll move you up close enough where you can see the whole group here. And go ahead and roll me a perception check, please. Perception check.
Doink.
All right, with a 20, looking across this group of people, first thing you notice is that the slave driver, the person at the front, who is the Tiefling, looks like he is holding on to some kind of shining weapon that's hanging off the side of his horse, like off of his leg. And he's reaching for it. It is.
Wait, I didn't do a second turn.
You won't get a second turn yet. We all have to roll initiative to see.
But
who,
as in, like, I didn't. So we did the sneak. Didn't we do the sneak attack and then our first attack?
So you did yours.
I have only.
Your sneak attack was your surprise round. That's what that was. So then what will happen after the surprise round, after everyone moves, all the players that are here, so after this turn, I guess I'll have Leon move too. So after that happens, then you guys will roll regular initiative for regular combat. And then we'll decide who gets to go first and all that kind of stuff. This was your bonus. So they don't get to move during this round of combat. You guys just get to do free shit to them for this first round. But then they're going to roll initiative, and they might roll higher than you, and then they might get to attack before you do on this next round, the following round.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the first thing you notice, sharp weapon, kind of dangling at the side of this slave driver's hip. And also he has a like kind of golden whip that he is dangling at the side as well. There's a golden whip that is dangling there. It shines a little bit with the lantern light that he's got. The next thing you notice is the person standing next to him is a kind of burly bald man with a red beard who is walking alongside the horse, and it's unclear whether he is a slave or one of the drivers, but he looks like he is reaching for a weapon. So he looks like he's reaching for an attack. The person behind him is tied to the horse that is now about to run away. So you can see his wrists. I'm giving you this with a 20 perception. That's why you're seeing all this. His wrists are tied together, and he is tied to the back of that horse of the one that Trisha just killed. So that guy's like falling off his horse dead that Trisha killed, and that horse is about to make a break for it. And this guy is tied to the back of it, so he's about to get dragged by that horse. And he looks like a slave, if you had any idea. In the middle, you have the elven boy who is not tied up in any way. Looks like he is reaching for a bow. Behind him and kind of in front of him, these two people look like they are probably slave drivers. The person that's directly behind him looks like a scared young man who's tied to his horse. So this person is a slave, if you could guess. You got slave here, slave here. You see that?
Okay, 2 slaves. All right.
And then the person at the very back is pulling out what looks like 2 short swords, and they are about to run up on Egrid, it looks like.
Oh, shit. Okay. I don't think I can do any actions because I did perception. Can I?
I'll allow you to do an action here.
I think can I just warn my group? Is that okay?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that's
okay,
totally
I'm
fine.
gonna yell at Egrid, hey, on your left, that dude's running up towards you. On your left! On your left, Egrid! On your left! And then I'll say they've got 2 slaves on them. Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
That's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Then we will thank you so much. So that is everyone in the vicinity gets that idea. Leon is going to dash up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's coming up. And then Neffy will come down from her tree. 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She gets 25 there. Okay. So she is coming up as well. And that is going to be the surprise round. Now I need everyone to roll initiative as the true battle actually begins. So everyone's going to roll initiative. That button is on your character sheet. It is next to your armor class, next to the thing that looks like a shield. All right, and we'll get this pulled up. It's too much. That's not what I want. Let's see here. All right. All right. So, nice. Natural 20 there. I see that, Mr. Ross. Let's do this thing. All right. So, we got
Hot,
Fergus,
sexy, and successful.
Egrid, Shisa, Tyria, and Crocus. And then I'll roll for Leon here. He gets a 4. And Neffy gets an 18, which is going to put her right behind Fergus. And then we'll roll for the bad guys. Oh, that's a natural 20. So your initiative is +2. His is +3, so he's going to go before you.
Fuck.
All right. 17, which is going to go behind Neffy. What are you laughing at?
Just Crocus being an umpty.
All right. Here we go. Starting up, our lead slave driver reaches for his silver scimitar that is hanging from his belt, and he hops off of his horse. As he does, he raises his scimitar into the air. The horse is standing still. After he gets off it, this horse is well trained. It does not move anywhere. This horse stays still as he hops off of it. He raises his scimitar in the air, and as he does, the light from the lantern gets kind of absorbed into his scimitar, and he lights up this entire area around to be able to see. So you are all in perfect vision of him at this time as he raises his scimitar.
I'm in the tree.
He does look up into the tree where the arrow came from that hit him in the clavicle, and he wipes some blood off of his collarbone, and you're noticing that his collarbone wound, Fergus, is already healing up a little bit. That that arrow hole that you made, as he wipes his hand across it, is already healing up. So in one hand he has the scimitar, in the other he wipes his wound a bit, and then grabs that golden whip, and he is going to attempt to whip you out of the tree. So he's going to roll an attack here.
Okay, daddy.
Does a 13 hit you? What's your armor class?
13.
It's 13. Okay, so that is going to hit. So you are going to take 8 points of slashing damage as the whip wraps around you while you're in the tree. This golden whip sheens in the light of the lantern and his sword that he's holding up, and he drags you out of the tree, which is a 15-foot drop. So you're going to take 1 point of falling damage as you fall out of the tree and are wrapped up by his whip as he drags you over to him. And you hear him say, "You think you're funny, do you?" As he goes in for a sword attack on you next round. He can't do anything else this round. He's already done too much.
So I just took 9 damage.
You took 9 damage total.
Shit, Fergie is almost dead. Shit.
It is
How
your
much
turn.
HP do you have?
I have 4 HP.
It is your turn now, Fergus, and you are currently restrained by this golden whip. Now, what this means is you can use your action on your turn, which means you don't get to attack, but you can use your action on your turn to try and break free. You can do it through an acrobatics or an athletics check. Acrobatics means you slip out, athletics means you break out. So choose whichever one you want, and you can do that. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, you can attempt to try and stab him or hit him with one of your weapons, but at disadvantage, which means you're going to roll twice, take the lower number, because right now you're kind of wrapped up. But you can still kind of get to your weapons and try to stab him if you want to try. You have a choice to make.
Fuck. Who goes next? Do they attack next, or do we attack next?
You don't
after
get to know
after
that.
my turn.
You don't get to know, unfortunately.
Fuck.
That said, that is something you guys as players can keep track of. You know so far that the slave driver goes first, then Rossi is up next. You can keep track of that if you want, but that's not information that I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me try and work this out.
I believe it goes Tyria, and then I'm after Tyria after that.
Okay, Fuck, I really like both options. Okay,
I forgot to roll for Dom, who is also here, and he's actually backing you up this time. He's here.
Dom?
He's here.
Okay.
And he's gonna go right after you.
Can Dom break me out?
He might be able to. He'll have to do a similar thing to what you're doing, which is he'll have to roll an acrobatics check to slip you out or an athletics check to rip you out.
Okay. I'm probably gonna live to regret this, or not live to regret this. I'm gonna use my inspiration and try and stab the slave master in the eye with one of my daggers.
You don't need to tell me you're using your inspiration until you roll first. So roll and then decide if you want to use it. Because if you roll like a natural 20, you don't need to use it.
Yeah. Okay. So do I just roll the hit with my dagger then?
Yep. But you're going to click Control, hold down Control on your keyboard, and then click, and it should roll with disadvantage. Okay, so you rolled an 8. So as you're kind of trying to get your dagger out of the whip and through the kind of opening to try and stab him in the leg, you just can't quite get there. You're tied up with an 8. You're not able to do it.
So I use my inspiration.
In this case, you have a decision, right? Do you think that with +6, if you rolled 6 more, like the maximum you can roll for your inspiration, do you think that you would hit him is the question. I'll tell you, he looks like he is similar in build to you, like he might be a rogue. So he is wearing like leather armor, which means he probably has 1 or 2 more AC than you do. One or 2 more armor class than you do. That's what I'll tell you as a player. So you can decide whether or not you want to take that gamble and try to roll the inspiration and see if you can hit. But if you roll even a 6, and I tell you, sorry, it doesn't hit, that inspiration's gone. So,
so
your decision.
What can I do now then?
You still have your bonus action for your turn.
Okay.
And then that's it. Your movement is 0 while you're restrained.
Okay. So as I'm fumbling my dagger and fail to get it out, I shout. I remember that Dom is with us, and I shout out for help to Dom.
Okay.
Whilst also trying to slip myself free of the whip, if you will.
All right.
So I'm gonna roll an actually no. Wait, was it acrobatics? Yeah.
You would not be able to roll right now. That would require your action for your turn, like your whole action. This is your bonus action right now. Okay. So you can though tell Dom, and Dom will listen to you. He's your friend.
Yeah. So I shout out to Dom whilst wriggling around, I guess.
Okay. He says, "I got you, buddy. I'm coming." All right. That is your turn. Dom is going to run up. And he is going to attempt to break you loose with he's going to try an acrobatics. Actually, his would be sleight of hand since he's trying to slip you out. So he's going to roll a sleight of hand check. He rolls a 14, which is just barely enough to slip you out of the whip. Just barely enough. So what he does is he kind of takes his arm. So he takes his right hand, he grabs the reins of the whip and kind of pulls them apart a little bit with his right hand. Grabs your hand. I didn't know, you're not wearing clothes, so I'm trying to remember what you'd have. He's not going to grab your loincloth. He'll grab you by the hand and pulls you across the grass out of the whip, out of its grasp. So you are now free. You are still laying on the ground, though. So next turn, you'll need to use half your movement speed to stand up, which would be 15 of your 30 movement speed to stand up. But you're still on the ground. But you are no longer in the whip. Saved. Not useless. All right. Horses, get to go. The slave owner's horse stays still. The horse that has no owner now is going to drag this slave, not on purpose, but just because it's scared, is going to run into the forest, dragging this slave with it. This horse is going to move forward. So this is where this combat gets a little special, is these bad guys get their own turns and their horses get turns. So that's what makes this combat scary, is because their horses can move and so can they. So that's kind of what makes this a little special. And he's going to bring his horse around here and back that way. This horse is going to come forward over to Leon. And these slaves are... This one's being dragged, so he gets dragged over here. He's prone because he's being dragged. This person is going to... They stay still because they're not on horses. They're standing. They stay still. That's the horse's turn. Neffy is going to, on her turn... Let's pull up her sheet here. Which is the only annoying part about missing people, is I've got to look over their stuff and make sure I make the right action. She has her own whip. Maybe she'll just use that. Yeah, she's gonna whip at the slave owner because I feel like that's what she would do. As like a, you know, I'm the captain now. She rolls a 10, which is going to miss. Bonus action. Let's see. You can use Channel Divinity. Let's see. Anyone hurt? You're hurt, right, Fergus?
I'm very hurt. I'm on 4 HP.
Okay, she's going to use Healing Word on you and heal you for 4 hit points. 4 hit points. She kind of raises her hand up, and as she does, this kind of wispy, shadowy magic escapes her hand, flying across the night, sinking into your body and healing your wounds. These spider webs kind of appear inside the slash marks of that whip. You know, that whip kind of cut your skin open. These spider webs appear in your wounds and start kind of mending them together. The spider webs are pulling your skin back together. And that is her healing magic. You feel a slight crawling sensation on your body as well. Next up, the other slave drivers are going to make their moves. This one's going to come here. Okay. So these slave drivers are going to make some attacks on Colin. One's going to miss. The other one's also going to roll the same miss. This one's going to attack Neffy with his hammer. Rolling a 16 to hit. And he's going to deal 7 points of damage to Neffy, bringing her down to 8 hit points. This guy's going to attack Dom, as Dom is trying to save you. He's going to roll a 17 to hit. And he is going to deal with his dagger 4 points of piercing damage to Dom, who is going to go down to 3 hit points after that. Dom is not quite as strong as you. So let me mark that down. Dom has 3 HP left. The one slave owner is going to attack Egrid with his bow. Egrid, it is a 14 to hit you. What is your armor class?
18.
18. So that arrow bounces off your armor and into the night, cracking against your metal plating. No purchase there. I think that's all of the other slave drivers. So next up is Egrid. Shisa, you're on deck. Tyria, you're after that. Then
Can I
Crocus.
try to run up to like the main slave guy with the golden whip and try to cut off his hand with the whip in it to disarm him?
So the way combat works in D&D, when you want to do something very special like that, I'll allow it. It's not part of the rules. It's not normally something you can do. I'll allow it, but it's going to be harder to do when you're kind of calling your shots like that. So like if you say like I want to try and stab him in the eye, or I want to cut off his hand or something like that, it's going to be harder to do. So what I want you to do is roll with disadvantage on your attack. So hold down the control button when you click your attack, and it'll roll twice and take the lower number. All right. With a 7, that's going to miss. So what weapon are you attacking with? Your sword, right?
Yeah.
So as you bring your sword down, he actually looks up just in time and brings his hand out of the way, kind of lifting it into the air, going, oh, nice try, little one.
Oh.
I guess that's all for my turn.
Okay. That is going to be Egret's turn. That brings us to Shisa. Tyria, you're on deck. Crocus, you're after that.
Okay. So
You are, I know there's a lot going on here. You're right here.
yeah. I would like, can I, who's behind me?
This is
Are those all
Nephi.
enemies?
This is Nephi. This is Tyria. So these are allies here, and this is an ally here. The rest are enemies. Boom, boom, boom. Enemy, enemy, enemy.
If I casted poison, would I hurt my allies?
Poison spray?
Yeah.
No, I think that's one person has to make a dodge. So you can choose this person, that person, or that person. I think.
I'll choose the person right in front of Nephi.
Okay, so this one.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you 1 second. Let me double check that poison spray does what I think it does. I should just
Says
have
okay,
go ahead.
you extend your hand towards a creature you can see within range and project a puff of noxious gas from your palm.
Mm-hmm.
The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take poison damage.
Okay, and then the save is 13. We said, right? That's your save number.
Yeah.
Okay. So he needs to roll a 13 con save. He gets +2 to this. So he rolled a 19 on dice. So he is going to save from your spell and take no damage from it. That is your action. You still have your bonus action for your turn if you would like to inspire another person.
Do you think I could how much health does Fergus have right now?
Fergus?
I have 8.
And his max health is
15.
do you think I could cast Cure Wounds on him?
You would not be able to do that because that is an action on your turn. So Cure Wounds is an action. So you did your action to do poison spray.
Okay.
It is also a touch spell for Cure Wounds. So it's a more powerful heal than what Nephi did. It's going to heal for a lot more, but you have to touch the person. So you'd have to move up next to him to be able to, put your hand on him. So, but Healing Word is one of the best spells in the game. So it'll be very useful if you move up and touch somebody with it. So at this point,
I can
you would not be able
inspire
to,
somebody else.
You could, yes,
I can inspire another person.
Absolutely.
Okay. I would like to inspire. I'd like to inspire. Is Leon in the fight?
Leon is in the fight. I would say you don't need to inspire him. He's doing fine.
Oh, gotcha. Who would you recommend that I inspire?
Someone here in the group. Someone here in the call.
Fuck. I'll inspire Tyria.
Okay. Tyria, you are inspired, so you'll have an extra D6 that you can add on to a roll that you feel like you didn't do too good on.
Thank you, Shisa.
And it is your turn, Tyria. It is your turn.
All right. Chaos Bolt again.
On. So you got bad guy here.
The Golden Whip guy, probably.
Okay, you got it. So go ahead and roll your Chaos Bolt attack first.
Or should I attack someone closer up? What do you recommend? Golden Whip guy seems kind of OP, so...
He's pretty strong. He's pretty strong.
Okay, let's try to kill Golden Whip dude then.
Okay.
All right, roll the hit. Please be high, please.
18 is going to hit.
18.
Go ahead and roll your Chaos Bolt damage.
Okay, Trisha, you can do this.
Come on.
Tyria.
I didn't know about this, like, if you roll the same number thing, it jumps. So this is actually really fun. I'm excited every time you roll now. Okay. So
11 and 2. So can I add my inspiration to add 6 on there?
What is this extra D6?
Ooh.
No. So this is not for damage. You can't use the inspiration to increase damage.
Oh.
Sorry. You can only increase it to increase your chance of like hitting with the attack, for example.
I
You'd be able
rolled
to
13.
roll for extra damage. All right, so 13 damage. I'm trying to see how this works. So it says 2d8, and then it says 1d6. Let me see here. What is that?
It's fire damage.
Okay, we got its fire damage. That's unlucky.
13.
Unlucky that it's fire damage, because this is a devil.
Oh, fuck.
But still deals damage.
Just not as much, eh?
Not as much, eh? All right. That is. I'm trying to see what is that 11. Let's see. What is this additional D6? Give me 1 second. Uno momento. I'm trying to see if I am crazy or what. Let's see here. Tyria, Chaos Bolt. Okay, so 2d8 plus 1d6 damage. Oh, okay. So choose one of the d8s. The number rolled on that die determines the attack's damage type as shown below. Oh, okay. Okay, so we did that wrong. All right. So check this out. For future reference, here's how we're going to do this. You ready? So hover over in roll 20. Go over to that 11 that you rolled. Do you see that? You there, Trisha?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'm right there.
So if you hovered over it, you can see it's a 7 plus a 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually get to pick one of those numbers, and that's the damage type. So that's how this works. Each of those is a D8 roll, and that's the damage type. So you actually get to pick between two here. Okay, so you can pick psychic or you can pick force damage. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, probably psychic then.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, psychic's pretty good. Psychic's usually pretty good. And in this case, you would know that fire is not going to do as much damage to this kind of guy. All right. So with that, you deal a total of 13 psychic damage, and that is pretty fucking good. As you use that, his nose and eyes begin to bleed as that chaos bolt hits him. It doesn't actually look like it deals physical damage to it. It doesn't look like the icicle that you did before. Instead, when it hits him, it kind of sinks into his body, and then his eyes and his nose just start bleeding. And he lets out a "oh shit," and he seems like he's in a lot of pain.
Someone said that it's actually a 2d8 plus 1d6 because of the inspiration. Okay.
It shouldn't be plus the inspiration. The inspiration has nothing to do with damage.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Inspiration is only for helping you attack it or helping you do a check of some kind. It doesn't affect damage at all. So just know that you guys can never roll you can't roll a inspiration dice to help with damage unless when Jinx levels up, she can become a specific type of bard that can help with that. There is a specific type of bard at later levels that can inspire you and inspire your damage, make your damage more, but that's way later levels, so that is not right now. All right, so hold on to that inspiration dice. You and Fergus still have those to use in dire situations. Next up, we have Crocus with Leon on deck, and we're back up to the top.
Okay, can you tell me who's near me right now?
So Dom is right here.
Okay, Dom's right there.
This is Tyria.
Okay.
And then these are bad guys up here.
Fergus,
Fergus is on the ground here. The red X.
Okay. I wanna Crocus leans down, picks up some stones. I wanna use magic stone and throw them at the guy closest to me.
Okay, so this guy?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
yeah.
you got it.
Boink.
So go ahead and roll the magic stone attack. A 10 is going to miss. As you throw the stone, it bounces off this tree trunk over here and off into the darkness. That is your action for your turn. Druids, I know it's kind of shitty early levels for druids, but next level you've got some cool stuff you'll be able to do. So,
it's all good.
With that bonus action, do you want to do anything else? If you click on your character sheet, it'll say like actions, bonus actions. So here, let me just kind of describe this to you. On your character sheet, on the right-hand bottom side, it says actions, spells, equipment, all that stuff. if you click on actions, and then you click on underneath actions, there'll be a line that says all attack, action, bonus action. Click on bonus action and see if you can do anything there. Is there anything that you would be able to do?
No.
Okay. All right. Then you are set for that turn. Leon is going to rage with his bonus action and attack the guy to his left. And he is going to hit, dealing 8 points of damage to this guy over here. So this guy is taking 8 damage. We're back up to the top, and the slave driver is going to look at Egrid here, and he says to you, Egrid, I think we all got off on the wrong foot. Can't we just take a step back?
I don't know if we can do that. It's too late.
Okay. So that's the conversation you guys have in that little 6-second time span that he has of his turn. And he is going to attack you. Yeah. He's going to take his scimitar and attack you. He rolls a 19 to hit this time. And that is going to deal 6 points of slashing damage as he brings his scimitar down on you. So on your character sheet, you can mark off 6 HP. And it, as he hits you, it lights you up. Your armor and your body kind of shine a bright light, allowing all of the enemies in the area to have better attacks towards you. They can easily see you in the night. So this scimitar is magical. It makes you glow when you get hit by it. And so the scimitar, you know, would be nice loot for you guys if you get it off of his dead body. This is a pretty sweet little weapon. But what it does is it makes it so that the next attack that's on you, Casey, is going to be at advantage. So they're going to roll with a bonus because you're lit up. You're easy to see. So that's kind of what it does. All right. And then with his bonus action, he's going to use his special whip to... This time he's going to whip... who's hurt him badly? He's going to attempt to whip... You know, Dom has hurt his pride. He's going to whip Dom. Let's see what happens here. He misses. He misses. He goes to whip Dom, and the whip smacks against the ground, flinging dirt and rocks up in the air. But Dom, like, kind of makes his eyes real big and looks real scared, but he dodged out of the way. And that is his turn. Fergus, you're up.
So.
You're on the ground. I assume you stand up.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I am going to use my inspiration, and because I have been healed by Neffy, I am in a fit of rage, and I go to stab the ringleader as he's just slashed Egrid. I'm also going to use my inspiration on this.
You may not need it. We'll see. Just roll your attack normally. Because you have Pack Tactus going on right now with Egrid next to you.
Yeah.
So this is a good thing for you. So go ahead and roll your regular attack. A 15 is going to hit, so you don't need to roll your inspiration. You can hold on to that because a 15 is going to hit. With that, let me make sure. I think you get advantage with Pack Tactics. So you might get to roll again here, and you might crit, which would be pretty cool. So let's see here. Let me see. With Pack Tactics, you get... you have advantage on a creature if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally is incapacitated, which she is not. She is very much not incapacitated. So go ahead and roll again. You might crit. You got a 20, but not a natural 20. So a natural 20 would be a crit. This is a regular 20. Still, you hit. Go ahead and roll your damage, and you still get sneak attack as well. Because you had advantage on the roll. Sneak attack. That's max damage. So 6 dagger damage. And then go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage. 3 sneak attack damage. As you bring your dagger down into the thigh of this creature who is much taller than you. He quickly jerks his head and looks down at you. And this is a familiar feeling, Fergus, of creatures always looking down on you. But... You have this feeling that you have the upper hand, as you can see a bit of fear in his eyes. And that is that. Anything you want to do with your bonus action? Egrid, you'll be up in just a minute.
No, I'm gonna hold with my knife buried in him.
Okay, you got it. He kind of lets out a bit of a groan with your knife stuck in him, and you see some blood dripping from his mouth. Something I want to tell you guys about, everybody here, I'll let you know. This is something you can do in D&D. If you want to knock somebody out but not kill them, you just need to make sure that you tell me that you're attacking somebody non-lethally. You just say that I don't want to kill them. I want to just knock them out. You can do that. So when Tyria attacked the other guy, she crit and she didn't really have control over it. So her magic just kind of killed him. But normally, if you feel like someone's about to die, you can hold your attack back a little bit and not kill them with it. And you can kind of save them if you want to interrogate them or things like that. So just so you guys know, you can attack non-lethally if you wish when that comes up. Dom is going to attempt to disengage from this area. He may have helped you, but he is still a coward. So he uses his action to run away without getting hit. And hide behind this tree over here. And he says, "Come on, Fergus, let's go!" As he's running away. So he's running away, but he still wants you to come with him. He doesn't want to leave you behind. Horses are going to stay where they're at. Neffy is going to attempt to whip the slave master again. She's gonna hit and roll 5 points of whippy whip damage to the slave master as her slave whips across his chest and leaves a large gash across his red chest. He then puts his hands up as she does that. He puts his hands up. One whip is still in one hand, sword still in the other. He puts his hands up and stands up straight and says, "Okay, y'all, all right. Come on now. We don't have to do this. Come on." The other drivers pause for a moment as they all hold their actions. They look like they're about to attack, but only if the slave owner gets attacked here. So we're moving on here to Egrid's turn. All of the other slave drivers are paused for just this moment. If you want to keep this battle up, you are winning hard. You are winning hard right now. So you are in the driver's seat here of what you want to do, Egrid.
Do we try and engage in conversation, or do we just fucking go for it?
Feel free to talk about it as players. You can talk about it as players.
I'm gonna say, we don't want to talk to you. I saw my brethren down the road and you kept them as slaves. We don't want anything to do with your kind. Evil.
Yeah, nobody deserves slavery.
He says...
He's like a demon, right? Kill him.
He says, so you know that tieflings, although they are of demon blood, they are not all evil. This particular tiefling is not a good person, as you can tell. But he says, all right, folks. Okay. All right. Listen. You came across the people we're looking for. I can pay you good money for those people. So why don't we all just put our weapons down, we go together, and I'll pay you.
Can't put a price on
listen,
life.
Good money is relative. What are we talking here, my friend?
How many of y'all are there? Are there more of y'all sitting in the shadows?
We don't reveal our secrets, but there are between 6 and 15 of us.
Well, then I'll say 100 gold pieces for each of you. How's that sound?
Sounds like a deal with the devil.
He says, now that's a little racist, but I don't take offense to it. I don't take offense to it.
I take offense to you keeping my brethren as slaves. We
Hey.
dwarves were not meant to be kept as slaves. No person was.
Well, then why don't y'all just take the dwarf then? There weren't all dwarves. There was a dwarf and a woman and a couple kids and another guy.
What business do you have imprisoning children? 100 gold pieces for each of us versus the freedom of 2 children. I think I know what I'd rather any day of the week, my friend. And I just want to remind you that I have my knife buried in your back right now, so 100 gold pieces is quite a cheeky offer.
Less talking, more killing.
Tyria, do you say that out loud?
Hello. Yes.
Okay. He says, now, I don't know why y'all are up in a bunch about these people you don't even know, but I'm just telling you that maybe they aren't all as nice and country bumpkin as you might think they might be. All right, they owe us, so.
They should never
Not
be
like
slaves.
this.
Let's kill them.
You're
insight
enslaving
check.
children.
Roll an insight check, everybody. Roll an insight check. See if he's lying. All right. The rest of you guys are unsure. He's pretty charismatic. You guys are pretty unsure, but Tyria, he is lying through his teeth. They don't owe him anything. He wants them for his own personal gain. This guy is going after these people, these innocent people, for no reason other than he feels like they belong to him.
Let's kill this bitch.
The rest of you
I'm
guys
not
unsure.
opposed to that.
But Tyria seems confident.
I trust. You know, I am so impressed that Tyria has actually managed to do something, because with her battle bolt and all this, that I'm actually going to side with her. She's definitely surprised me today. So there's a feeling. I just have a gut feeling that I should trust her. So I go with my gut.
Let's kill him.
All right. So Egrid, it is your turn.
How does Divine Smite work? It says like under other that I have Divine Smite when you hit. Okay.
So what you do is you roll an attack, and if you hit with the attack, you can use your bonus action to cast that spell, and that attack will deal that extra damage. That makes sense? So Divine Smite deals how much extra damage? It's like 2d6 or
It
something?
says you can expend 1 slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage to the target plus 1d8 for each spell level higher than first.
So right now you only have first level spells, so you only have to worry about the 2d8 damage is what it deals.
Right.
Later on when you level up, you'll have higher level spell slots, which means that will deal an extra d8 for each level above 1. But right now you only have level 1 spell slots. So what you can do is you can attack with your weapon, and if it hits, you can tell me, Commander, I want to use my Divine Smite. And so that will use up your bonus action for your turn, just like that. Boom, it's used up, and you'll deal that extra damage. There's no save. They don't get to save from it or stop it from happening. You just get to fucking smite them from the gods. That's why that's called Divine Smite, is your god empowers your weapon and makes it more powerful for 1 turn.
Okay, and then I just do like that.
So let me see here. Let me look what you got rolling. Okay, so you rolled 20 to hit. So, yeah. So that's exactly how it would work. You'd roll the greatsword damage first and then the Divine Smite damage. But either way, it's fine. The way you did it's good. So you dealt a total of 17 damage. How do you want to take this dude out? He had 17 HP, so you did it. So how do you want to take this dude out?
I think I just want to decapitate him. I want to kill him.
Okay. All right.
I want to kill him. I say, "Hey, take that, heathen!" And then I just slash his head off, and it goes rolling on the ground, and his mouth opens as it's like,
Yeah.
All right. So just as you described, your sword cuts across this dude's neck. The divine energy on your sword kind of encompasses the whole thing in this whitish yellow glow. And as you bring your sword across, it cuts through his neck like butter. There is no There is no gross, skin hanging off or anything. I mean, it's like you cut through a cucumber with a steak knife. It is just a perfect cut across as this head rolls across the ground, and the rest of the slave owners drop their weapons immediately.
Can I keep his head as a trophy on my person?
If you'd like, you totally
God, that's
can.
gonna
Well,
smell so bad.
It
I
is.
noticed that his scimitar and whip fall to the ground as I'm still standing there with my knife in his back. So I pick both up. Yeah, because I'm gonna pick both up and just start waving them towards the group and be like, "Look what I've got!"
Nice. So you got a little bit of loot here from him. So I'll give you those item cards at another time. I'll put them into your character sheet, and then you guys can decide who gets those. But essentially, you have a sword that can light people up when it hits them and makes anyone else who attacks them have like a bonus because they can see those people that you hit really well. And then the other thing is the whip is a whip of dragging. So normally those whips can't drag people like that. Normally they just deal damage, like they just hit somebody and slash them with the whip damage. This whip wraps around people when it hits them and drags them 10 feet, which is pretty nice. And that might be good for Neffy since she already uses a whip. But any of you could keep it. So that's something you can talk about as a group. With that, the rest of the rest of the slave drivers drop their weapons, except for one. One starts running away on his horse, dragging his slave behind him. The young elf man rides off into the forest with his slave being dragged behind him. Now, you all, if you have a ranged attack, you may try to attack him at risk of hitting the slave that's being dragged behind him, but it may be worth it. Maybe worth it if you can stop this kid. He does not look super buff. A few good hits would take him off his horse, but it's a risk that you'd have to make in this moment. You don't have time as a player to talk about it. Who wants to do something about this situation? Anybody? Okay, so Tyria, what do you want to do?
Chaos bolt this mofo or Ray of Frost, whichever one you think.
Your choice. Ray of Frost is not going to slow him down like it normally would because he's on a horse. So you'd have to Ray of Frost the horse.
My Chaos Bolt has the longest distance. It's 120 feet.
All right, go ahead. Go for the Chaos Bolt.
Hit him.
20's going to hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh, come on, Tyria.
Oh, my God.
13
Jesus.
and 5.
So
you is dead.
What damage do you want to do? Seven or 6? I don't remember which they are. I think one's psychic and the other's something else.
6. Poison this bitch.
You want to poison? Okay, so this time out of your hand you fire this chaos bolt, which always starts as kind of like a rainbowy color, and as it's flying through the air it turns into whatever type of damage that it's going to be. In this case, the poison damage, it turns into this noxious green gas that strikes him in the back. You watch as his veins all turn this dark green color and he falls off his horse, convulsing on the ground, and dies. So, you killed him in one hit. Again, you're just rolling insane damage today. It's crazy. So, you killed him in one hit. His horse stops as you...
Gotta make up for my shit luck whenever I roll perception. I can't see shit.
Hey, that's true. That's true. Your perception checks have sucked today. But your attacks have been sick. All right. So, he falls off his horse dead.
Pog, let's go.
And... let's see. Other than that, I'll kind of line up on the map here for you, the people you've got. So...
Love you.
Here are your slave drivers that are a bit scared of you. And then here are your slaves. I'll put them here. And that person who you feared, they're gone. They ran away into the forest, and they were so scared of you, Shisa, that they just did not come back. They ran off into the forest and fucking terrified themselves.
Yeah, you better run.
And that is that. So you've got these 3 dead bodies.
Loot them!
All right. So I will kind of make a little diagram here for you. So you've got 2 slaves. You've got 4 slave drivers. I'll move the camera over in just a second. And then you've got 3 bodies of slave drivers. Sorry, I'm writing with my left hand at a kind of weird angle, so it looks like shit, but leave me alone. Okay. All right. So let's zoom out a little bit so you can see. And can you all see that okay? So you got your slaves, your slave drivers, and then your 3 bodies up here. And then you guys are all down here as a group. You all survived. Nobody got too hurt. Pretty easy battle against mortals. Simple mortals. And you are now in the driver's seat. What would you guys like to do with these people that you now have? You've got 4 people alive, 3 people dead.
Take all their shit.
Do we let the slave drivers go? Or do we give them a merciful death?
Can I go talk to the slaves?
Rob them first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to turn this this camera off, this top-down cam. You guys have an idea of what you've got here. You've got a couple slaves, 4 slave drivers, and 3 bodies that you can loot through. Okay. I'll switch over here. All right. So, walking up to the slaves, we'll just kind of do this one by one. If you guys have an idea of something you want to do, just keep that in your mind. And then when we're done with each of these little scenarios, we'll kind of go together. And if you want to add to any of these scenarios, just pipe up. Just say something. Everyone's here. We're all standing together. All your characters are around each other. So you don't need to wait, your turn. If you want to talk to these slaves with Moonsy's character, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to just let her do it, you can do that as well. All I'm saying is it's free game to talk. Okay? There's no really order for this. So Moonsy, as you Crocus, as you walk up to the slaves, they are kind of kneeling on the ground in front of you, wrists tied together with some brown, what looks like pretty pristine looking rope. Their wrists are kind of bleeding a little bit from being dragged by horses, and they are not looking up at you. They are kind of looking down at the ground, kind of kneeling in front of you. And one of them is just saying, thank you so much. Thank you.
Please stand up. Does anybody have a knife so we can cut the binds off?
I've got my daggers.
All right, come over here, Fergus. Are you guys okay?
Yeah. I'm all right. Thank you. He lifts his wrists up for you to cut the bindings off. And as you cut them off, he kind of lets out like a big gasp, like, I'm glad you guys aren't greedy. I would have taken that deal. 100 gold pieces.
You can't put a price on life. Where are you guys from?
Just up the way, small town.
Okay.
Who are these slave drivers? Why are they doing this? Who sent them? Who's their leader?
Well, that I can't really say. I don't know. The one you're talking to, I'll just describe what this slave looks like to you. He's a human in his mid-20s. He looks like he is pretty strong. Probably does a lot of field work or some kind of work, like manual labor of some kind. But he looks defeated. He looks like he is like the life has kind of been drained out of his eyes. He looks like he has been in this for a while, maybe since he was young. And it doesn't even seem like it's hit him yet that he's free. It doesn't even seem like it's hit him yet. He is just answering your questions as quickly as he can and trying to make sure that he doesn't get caught up. He's glancing over at the 4 slave drivers with a bit of fear in his eyes, kind of waiting for himself to wake up from this dream. You can kind of see it in his eyes. He feels like he's in danger still, and that this isn't real. He's broken. He's a broken man. He's got bleach white hair, kind of comes down over his eyes, long and kind of scraggly, a little bit dirty, but for the most part, he seems like he would be a strong, useful person in society, probably a farmer or something like that. And he doesn't look malnourished in any way. He looks well fed. That said, he definitely just seems really defeated. The other slave, on the other hand, does not look so good. He is bleeding from his chest area, and it seems like it was from a bandage. So there's a bandage there that has been kind of peeled off, and he looks like he's got a stab mark in his like rib cage area that he's bleeding from. He's got his hand over it right now. The blood is kind of trickling out between the fingers. He is an older gentleman in his probably late 40s, and he's got a scraggly long brown beard and bald on the top of his head. And he is not saying anything. He's barely breathing. He's just kind of knelt over right now with this kind of wheezing, like.
Hey, can somebody help him? Oh, I might have some medicine here with me. Don't I have I have lay on hands. Would that do anything?
That would.
Could I cast lay on hands?
Yeah, so your lay on hands, you have a certain amount of it that you can use. It's like a pool that refreshes at the end of the day. So how big's your pool?
10.
Okay, how much of that pool do you want to give him?
I guess like 2.
Okay. So you give him 2 of that pool, and this older gentleman gets healed up quite a bit as you place your hand on him. As you heal him up, your divine energy kind of closes his wound a bit. Not all the way, but a bit to where the bleeding mostly stops. Like it stops coming through his fingers that are kind of over the wound. And he looks like he is better, but still pretty fucked up. Like, not in critical condition anymore, but like he can't probably walk anywhere or do much. But he's not dying anymore.
Tell us what you know. What's going on here? What are they doing with you?
So he glances over at the 4 slave drivers. This older man glances over and he says, "Those motherfuckers. Why don't you just kill them?"
I was thinking that myself.
I feel like we should perhaps question the slave drivers as to their purpose, who's leading them, and frisk them of all their shit too.
Okay.
So true.
We'll for now, let's go in chronological order. Is there anything else you guys want to ask these slaves? They don't seem super knowledgeable about much other than that they are seemingly free right now, grateful to you. The older man still seems like he's in a shitty mood. You would be too if you were bleeding out of your chest and had been a slave for who knows how long. He doesn't seem as grateful, but he does seem like he's excited to watch you like beat the shit out of these guys or like kill them. He definitely seems excited about that. Now that's up to you guys. Obviously this guy, you know, even though he's a slave, still means he could be an asshole. You know, maybe you don't want to kill these people. Maybe you want to talk to him a little bit. He's vengeful is the word. He's vengeful. He's ready for some revenge. So the other guy, the younger guy though, he's like, I can't really say much other than I've been raised in this environment, and those 4 bastards have, I think, lived long enough and hurt enough people. So that's what I would say. That's what the younger slave says to you. So now's your chance. Do you want to say anything else to them or ask them any more questions? And then we'll kind of move to the next scenario, which is you talking to the slave drivers. Just trying to keep it.
Well, I feel kind of bad for the slaves, especially because we're probably just about to abandon them. So I am gonna give them all one. Wait, let me look at my inventory first. Wait.
Can I use cure wounds?
How many are there? There's 4 slaves, right? Yeah, I'm gonna give them.
There's 2 slaves. I was thumbs upping Moonsy. There's 2 slaves.
Oh, 2. Sorry. Okay, well then I'll give them both like 3 gold pieces each, just to be like, here you go, pal. Good luck out there.
All right. So go ahead and mark that gold off your sheet, and the younger guy says, "Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys don't know what this means to us. This is the best day I've ever had in 15 years. Thank you." The older gentleman just says. The older gentleman just says, "Appreciate the gold pieces. You gonna kill those motherfuckers or what?
We'll save the killing blow for you. We'll let you be the one to slit their throats.
Oh, I like the way you think. Yeah, he
Should
kind of
we ask
stands
this
up.
older guy? Seems like not the nicest guy. Should we
Yeah,
question what he did before this, or try to find out what kind of person this is?
You can.
Yeah, sure. Let's do a perception or a questioning. Which one should we do?
So if you want to ask him a question, just ask him the question. You don't have to roll anything. If you want to look at his body, roll me a perception or investigation, and then just tell me what you're
Look at
looking
his
for.
body.
Are you looking for anything specific?
Shit, I don't know. Let's talk to him then.
Okay.
Have persuasion then. I want to give me your secrets. Tell me what kind of person you are.
Just talk to him like you're talking to a normal person. What would you ask him? And I'll
I don't
let you know
know.
if we need to roll a persuasion. Just what
Okay,
would you
fine.
ask an old man like this? You know, are you gonna ask him like, you know,
What
can
did
you
you
tell
do
me
before
what?
you were enslaved?
What did I do? What did I do? Well, I was just a farmer. You want to roll an insight
What
check?
kind of crop?
What kind of farmer? Was it a cornfield by any chance?
Nah, soybeans.
Mm.
Would you know anything about a hidden seed? A golden one?
He kind of raises his eyebrows a little bit. Well, that there's just a legend. That there's
Can you
just a
tell us
legend.
a little bit more about this legend? Since we saved you.
I mean, you're the one asking about it. You don't know about it? I'll tell you.
I
I'll
want
tell
to
you.
hear what you know about it. I know about it.
It's long said that there's a golden seed out there in one of the deep cornfields that makes this land very fertile for growing crops. I mean, this is a place that's still a couple days walk from here, but they say it's out there under the soil and keeps everything growing and safe around the farming areas out there to the southeast. And
Southeast.
they keep it pretty well hidden. And they say that there are out there in the cornfield there are spirits who watch over it and keep people from trying to get it.
Are they benevolent or malicious spirits?
Oh man, I'm scared of ghosts.
Me too.
They're benevolent if you're nice, I guess, and they're known to stop people from getting what they shouldn't get. And so if you're trying to look for the seed, I'd say you probably shouldn't do that. Not
It's
only
okay,
if
we
you
know
rip up the seed from the ground is the soil gonna become less fertile. The people around here are gonna lose their jobs. They're gonna not have as many crops. They're gonna go hungry. But those spirits ain't gonna be happy with you neither. Doesn't matter if you got good intentions or not.
What were you before you were enslaved? Oh, farmer, right. Why did they enslave you?
I was old, an easy target. My family left me to take care of the farm by myself. And one day I was out harvesting, and they came by on their horses, invited me for a meal, and I took it. Old man, hungry, working out in the field all day.
I'm gonna
What
run
was the
inspection or perception to see if there's anything on his body, like tattoos or
Sure, roll me a
anything that
perception.
shows he's from something.
Sure, yeah, roll me a perception. And then Egrid, what did you say?
What was the meal?
It's nice smoked ham.
Ooh, smoked ham. Oh,
Which I think for most of us, he kind of looks around at you guys. Most of us, I feel like that would draw any of us in, right? So,
Oh, I love a good ham.
let me see here on your perception check.
22, I think, or 20.
Yeah, with a 22. 22. Looking across his body, he is he's an old man. There's no specific markings on him. What is that noise?
I have no idea.
That's the magic ball against
Is
the
that
mic.
the
Sorry,
magic ball
sorry.
against the
I'm
mic?
so sorry.
Do we add that to the vape counter? Does that count? I think we're on like 15 for the vape counter today, and what will be 1 for the
Oh,
magic
really?
ball.
Oh, fuck, my bad.
You're good. +7, they said in the chat. That's +7 to the counter. No, that's not nice. All right, so,
Man, perhaps you could take us where you know the cornfields are. Could you lead us as far as you can?
Sure. Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
cook
I
you
can.
a smoked ham.
I'm not falling for that again. But you know,
Honey
y'all
roast?
seem nice. But there's only one thing that's on my mind right now.
What's that?
He looks over at the slave drivers.
Aye,
Oh,
we ought to take care of them.
time to question the slave drivers and take all their money.
Before we move on, Shisa, Crocus, Fergus, do you guys have anything you want to say to either of these two slaves, or anything you want to ask before we move on from that and go to the next scenario?
I'm still quite shaken up from the combat, even though I've been healed. I'm still a bit like spooked out by it, so I'm just letting the real lead naturally.
Fair enough.
I think it's a good idea to just leave the slaves to decide what they want to do.
Okay, Crocus.
Crocus kind of has a moment of inspiration where she's like, I'm gonna find my mom. She leans down and she touches the old man. And I'm gonna roll for cure wounds.
Okay. With a 5, as you put your hand on the old man, he does flinch.
I hit it twice.
Oh, you're good. Let me see here.
I got 6.
Oh, you got 6 the first time. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, so as you put your hand on the old man, he does flinch, kind of, as you put your hand on him. He although he has a tough exterior, he does seem a bit shaken up. And as you put your hand on him, he kind of closes his eyes and squints a little bit. Seems like he's having, just a moment where he's trying to let his guard down for a second. And as you do that and heal him for 6, his hand moves away from that spot that it's been covering. He moves his hand away from it, and you watch that wound completely heal up with a small scar. It heals like somebody zipping up a zipper almost. And his kind of like that was in his breath, that kind of like shakiness that goes away, and he says, thank you.
You're welcome. She kind of just gets up and walks away, just nodding.
He stands up too for the first time now, and kind of leans against the tree, stabilizing himself. And he says, I'm not sure you're gonna find any information from these folks, but best of luck to you. And now we will transition into you guys talking to the slave owners. So, to describe them, they are all different sizes and shapes. They look like a mix of races too here. So you've got a human, a half elf, the young elven boy, and then you've got a half orc as well that are chilling here. I'm not going to describe how they look because it's not important.
Are we going to murder these people then for what they did to the slaves and what they did to us earlier?
Ask
And Egrid, think about your brethren.
I think we should just tie them up.
Ask them who was leading them first, and what was their purpose behind doing this. If they're associated with, what's that evil dude's name again?
Gormok.
Gormok, yes.
Okay.
We can tie them up.
And steal their
I
shit.
assume they're already tied. I kind of assumed that as a DM that you wouldn't just let them be untied up. So they surrendered to you. So you took the precautions to make sure that they can't run away or do anything crazy like that. So what are you guys asking them, or are you talking amongst yourselves? I think Fergus asked a question that wasn't answered. Fergus asked if you guys are going to kill him.
I don't know. Let's see what they know.
Ask them a few questions first. It's kind of a waste that they're alive. And we don't question them a little.
Okay.
Why
and then,
shouldn't we slit your throats right now?
and then there was another question too. Tyria, you said.
Do they know of a person called Gormok? Why were
Okay.
they slave drivers?
Okay.
And why we should let them live?
Okay, so that's kind of like why shouldn't we slit your throats? So that's kind of like a similar question. All right, so starting off, you're going to be talking to the young elven man, since he is the kind of one that I kind of pointed out as one of the big three. So he looks up at you guys and he says, from his tied up position, he says, "Y'all ain't gonna get nothing from me."
Aye, well, you aren't going to get nothing from me.
I command you, you little piece of shit, torture him.
Does anyone?
All right,
does anyone have
I
a
think
spell. I think there might be some people in the party who might have a spell that might be able to like do something to him.
I have. I have friends. The buff.
Friends.
Word of Radiance, Ray of Frost, Mage Hand.
I have
oh
divine
god, anything but friends.
Let me see here.
Divine sense.
Nephi.
I have Charm Person.
Charm person would work.
Okay, should I try?
How many spell slots do you have left? How many spells have you cast this?
How many times have I used Chaos Bolt?
You done 3 Chaos Bolts, I believe.
Fuck, we're out then.
Okay.
Shit.
So yeah, make sure
I
you
can
guys are
cast
marking off
it.
your spell slots. You have Charm Person as well, Shisa?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is this? It's the 13 DC, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. He rolls a 7. So, Charm Person makes this person a friendly towards you character. They are not going to fight you or, purposely try and fuck you over. That said, what Charm Person does is I think it gives you some bonuses to your persuasion checks with them. So let me double check here. It's been a while since we used these kind of, for me at least as a DM, it's been a while since I've used some of these charming spells.
Will I have
Let's
any
see
buffs
here.
on persuading someone from the same race since he's an elf? And I'm a high elf.
Maybe. He looks like a wood elf. He looks like a wood elf, not a high elf.
So he's a lesser elf.
In your eyes, probably. It is charmed. Okay, so charmed. 1 second. So a charmed creature. You have, let's see, can't attack you, and you have advantage on any social interaction with that creature. You have advantage on trying to get information from him. So you'll get to roll twice, take the higher number. So Shisa, this is on you. This creature is friendly towards you. He looks up at you and he says, "Listen, Snake Girl, I ain't gonna give everything up, but you can ask me simple questions, I might answer them. We'll see."
All right. So why are you a slave driver?
Well, pays good and makes work easy.
You don't have any particular thing that you need to do this for. You just do it because you need money. I mean, why wouldn't you just go get another type of job? Why are you enslaving people? It's kind of fucked up, don't you think?
Yeah, he kind of raises an eyebrow. He says, it's pretty normal around where I'm from, and so seems pretty normal, and he pays us well, and I ain't got no complaints. So yeah.
How do you treat your slaves?
He just smiles and doesn't say anything.
Well, did you look at the state of
Who is he? He said that he pays us well.
Dane Morgan, right there. Dead body on the ground, right there.
Who pays Dane Morgan?
Not sure. I don't think he gets paid. I don't know.
Who did he
That's
work
a good
for?
question. That's a good question. I never really thought about that.
Well, you know what I think? I think all of these motherfuckers should get a taste of their own medicine and become slaves themselves to the slaves that used to be their slaves. You know what I'm saying?
Get him,
Or-
Jade.
Hand the slaves the knives and let them choose what to do.
See how you like it.
Old man stabby.
I guess they're your slaves now. They're all tied up, ready to go.
Can we take their shit?
Yeah,
first?
since it's good money and it's not that big of a deal, and you're
Yeah, we
used
should-
to it.
We should frisk them down first. Let's take all their shit.
Yeah, still
Take their
charmed
shit.
by you. Still charmed by you. He says, "Hey, don't you want to take me with you? I know stuff. I can help you. I'm a good fighter."
I don't want anybody who's so devoid of morals on my team.
Period.
And he has to have an extra move, which would suck. Just kill him.
Damn,
Steal his shit.
that's fucked up. Damn. Okay. Well, he
Should
kinda
have thought
lays
of
down
that
on the
before
ground.
you became
Now
a
you
slave
want to
driver.
play
my guy.
morality.
You could have raised animals. You could have became a baker. Fuck it. You could have done anything, but
Could
you
have done
decided to
literally anything.
Prostitution.
enslave people. That's you're definitely a garbage human.
Can we get an angry face? Shisha?
Garbage elf. Shitty elf.
Fuck you.
So with that, you guys have them all tied up. Those slave owners are not going to be slave owners any longer, depending on what the other people that you leave with them are going to do to them. Is that the plan? You're going to leave the slaves with them, with the upper
Yeah.
hand, or
Before we leave, I'm gonna fart in one of their faces.
roll a Constitution check. We'll see how bad this fart is. Constitution check. Oh.
Oh, that's a save.
Ooh.
You were wrong.
That's
the right one, but whatever.
Oh, there you go. Natural 20. Oh, there you go. Okay. So the question is, what do you want the effect of this fart to be, Egrid? That's the
I
question.
want it to make them pass out.
Like the whole row of 4.
Yeah, like a toxic.
As you fart, the entire group of slave owners just fall down, knocked out. One of them.
Damn, Egrid, what did you eat this morning?
It was that food that Tyria fed us last night. Over the fire, she made us that vegetarian soup.
True.
Very fibrous.
So you guys
It was good for you.
you guys watch as the 4 slave drivers get just fall over. The young elf actually pukes as he's falling over, and then lands in his own puke. So you got it taken care of.
No.
All right. So with that, you wanted to look through their pockets and stuff, right? I want to make sure we do that before we move on. Okay. So one thing that you find,
Pigrid's only crit of the day would be a fart.
damn,
True.
and beer farts. Yeah, that's true. Damn,
So
Okay.
dwarven farts.
that's fucked. So with that, here's the loot that you get off of these 4 common slave owners. First, you can have another bow and arrow, bow and 16 arrows from the young elven man. If anyone wants that, you can grab that. You can just grab the 16 arrows if you want, Fergus. It's the same bow that you have. It's a short bow.
Same damage, same stats, same everything.
Same everything. Yeah, it's the same everything. So you could grab it if you want. You could just grab the arrows because those arrows do eventually run out. So you can grab those to restock.
Did we frisk the ringleader's dead body yet, or he only
Not yet.
had
We're
the...
gonna do that after this. Not yet.
I'll take the arrows, yeah.
Okay. You get that. You guys get 100 feet of rope if you'd like it. So anyone can mark that in their inventory. It's wrapped up, so you can carry it along pretty easily. 100 feet of rope can be useful sometimes. With that, the rest of the stuff you find is pretty pointless. You get a deck of cards, and lastly, a total of 19 gold pieces between the 4 of them.
Nice.
That motherfucker offered us 100 gold pieces per person. He didn't have any money, little lying liar who lies.
Imagine being
A
a little
slave-
liar who lies.
A slave owner
be a-
would lie? No way. So with that, you guys look over the corpses that you have created, and frisking the pockets of Dane, who you now know the name of, Dane the Tiefling. Scooping through his pockets, you find a few things. One of which, you find about 57 gold pieces littered throughout just his pockets. 57 gold pieces. So you guys can mark this down and split it as you wish. I would assume that no one's just like taking all of this stuff. So whoever's adding this stuff to their inventory, make sure you add it, and remember, or you could type it down somewhere, in the chat. If you're adding this to your inventory, I want to make sure that we're being fair about it, and that nobody's just snatching it up. If you are snatching it up, you need to be specific about that. Like if you want to say, like, I grab all the gold and I don't tell anybody, you need to be specific about that, but that's kind of a shitty thing to do, so I wouldn't do that. So I would say just split it up evenly. The other thing that you get is a little tiny leather notebook that is wrapped in his jacket pocket. Other than that, he doesn't have much on him. A couple bracelets, a necklace.
Shit, I haven't been marking my gold. Oops.
Now's a good time.
Oh, yep.
So with this, you guys have a leather notebook, which looks like a ledger notebook, kind of done for business. You haven't opened it up yet, but you can just kind of see by the way that it kind of looks. It seems like it is like a professional, almost like an address book type little leather notebook. And other than that, not much on the guy.
Can we roll it?
Couple rings, couple bracelets, and a necklace of basic silver jewelry.
Can we roll a perception on the leather notebook to see if anything stands out?
So when you have something close like that, you don't need to roll a perception for me. Like when you have it like right in front of your face. If you want to look at it, I'll describe it to you. It's a red leather notebook with engravings on it written in demonic. The language on there that you guys may or may not be able to read. It depends on who is able to read demonic, if anybody. The language itself is carved in, probably by knife, on the front of the leather, and it's tied with twine. The book is tied shut with twine that looks like it's been opened and tied and untied a bunch of different times. So that's kind of what you see just by looking at the book. That's the basics. You wouldn't need to roll anything specific for that. Now, if you want to look inside the book, that would be an investigation check to kind of look through and see special things inside the book. So if anyone would like to look in there, sorry, Infernal. Infernal is the name of the language. Infernal, not demonic. Infernal. Been playing too much of another RPG. Infernal. All right, so with that, go ahead and roll me investigation checks. Anyone who wants to look in the notebook. Anyone can peek over Egrid's shoulder and look inside, so it doesn't have to be just her. Anyone who wants to look inside the notebook, roll me an investigation check. Fergus, you're not much of a reader anyway. Let's be real.
Didn't want to read that fucking notebook anyway.
It was an attempt.
Investigation.
Investigation. You're good.
Yes,
Okay. So, Tyria, not much to see inside this notebook. To you, it looks like just kind of like a whatever kind of notebook. Egrid and Crocus, as you're looking through it, it is a lot of Infernal. There's a lot of Infernal in here, and the only things that aren't in Infernal are names. So there are a bunch of names in here. I'm not going to read them all off because I don't have a list of them, but you just see a bunch of names, and you see some, like, small numbers written next to those names that look like prices, like he sold to these people and received money from them. So this is a book that has a lot of like I said, transactions in it. It's a transaction book. For you're not sure for what though, because it's written in Infernal. Jinx, Shisa. The interesting thing is with a 19 is what you needed to roll to see some specific markings on the edges of some of these pages. You notice that on the edges of some of these pages there are runes. You recognize these as magical runes. They're not on every page. About every third page or so, there is a infernal rune on the bottom right corner of the page. And you just notice that this is a magic rune of some kind. You're not sure if it's activated. You're not sure if it's being used right now or if it is casting a spell on the book. All you know is that there are magical runes on about every third page of the book in Infernal. That is what you get with
yeah. I don't know what these things are for, but they look like runes, and I don't know. This book is probably special. We should keep it with us and try to
It's
see.
demonic.
We could find someone who
Oh.
speaks Infernal and get them to translate it for us in case it's important.
I don't think the book is any danger to us, but I think it's really important that we should try to figure out what these runes mean.
We should burn it.
Nope.
Maybe not.
No,
Let's not burn it.
I don't want to burn it.
Maybe you can burn it with your rancid farts.
you.
I
Oh,
probably could. Maybe I should give it a go. And I like whipped up my leg like I'm getting ready to fart on it.
No, stop, Ingrid. Goodness gracious. Control yourself.
I run away from Egrid, clutching the book in my hands.
no.
So you have
I
this
don't
book.
trust it.
You can put this in your notes, your personal notes. You can find those notes on your character sheet. If you look at your character sheet in the bottom right, that big box that's got actions, spells, equipments, features and traits, description, and then it says notes, you can type notes in there.
Okay.
So if you click where it says other or backstory or whatever, wherever you want to put that information,
What
you
was
have
the
that
name of the runes again?
infernal runes. They're
Notebook
infernal.
with infernal runes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got it. And you guys marked down the rest of the things that you got. I think it was 100 feet of rope, 19 gold pieces from the 4 lesser slave drivers, and 57 gold pieces from Dane, the lead slave driver.
Should we split that between everyone? So what? 57 divided by 6.
Well, we got
I'm just-
19.
57
I'm
plus
just
19.
putting an item list in general in
That'll
the
work.
Discord group.
You can actually put it in the
and
Blood of
then
the
the-
Immortals text channel,
Okay.
actually, so that we're not clogging general. So you see the Blood of the Immortals one? You throw it in there.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so yeah, we can go through that at a later time, or you guys can just have a shared inventory in there. That works for me too. Either way, there are 2 more bodies to loot. The other bodies that you see are of other slave drivers, ones that you killed. They are similar to the 4 that you had, and they are pretty bare bones. There's a couple daggers in there, about 6 more gold pieces between the 2 of them. So in the end, not much to grab off of them. This group of drivers have a home, though. You would understand. You would know that they come from somewhere. So this may not be over, and this may just be the beginning of this little side quest that you found yourself on. Obviously, this isn't the main quest for you, but you have kind of unlocked, if you will, a side quest here to kind of figure out what's going on with that notebook, find out where these people are coming from, and maybe stop them from doing what they've been doing. So with that, you have the 2 slaves still with you. Do you want to ask them anything about anything? Want to make sure I'm guiding you through stuff, so just want to make sure you're...
Oh my goodness. Can you guys like maybe lead us to the right path to this cornfield maybe?
Do you know anything about this demonic book?
Okay.
Ask them if they have any information they would like us to know that may be of help for us in our journey.
Okay. So with those questions in the air, the older slave, who has kind of been healed by Crocus and talked with you guys a little bit, softened up a bit on you, but not as much on the slave owners. He is kind of walking towards you and holding his kind of cloths that he's wearing on. They're, kind of falling apart. And as he walks up to you, he says, "You say you found some infernal Something in a book. Is that right?
I
Yep, it has runes in Infernal.
I see. Let me take a look. See. You sure?
mm-hmm.
Okay. So as he looks at it, he kind of rubs his finger across the runes. And as he does, he says, I lied to y'all. I wasn't a farmer. And this ain't good. You know, I always knew he was a bastard, but it seems like he's been trading in people for a long time. This goes back quite a while. Looking at the runes, he kind of rubs his fingers across them. He says, I'm a bit of a historian. And been studying people like him. Got myself caught up in a tussle I wasn't ready for, and they took me captive. That's the truth. That's the truth. And I didn't know all this, though. And he points to a date at the very front of the book. The first date of the book is from well over 100 years ago. He points then to the rune. So he reads you the date. It's from well over 100 years ago. He points to the rune on the corner of the page. He says, this rune's hiding information. You're going to need to find someone who can use magic and knows Infernal. And if you do that, they might be able to remove these runes and reveal what the rest of the book says. But there are hidden names, and possibly even, this may have even been a spell book of a kind. I sense a bit of healing magic in here, and something evil. Something evil.
Oh, I like evil.
What I've got for you is he closes the book up and hands it back to you, ties it up with the twine, hands it back to whoever handed it to him. And he says, I'd say keep that thing shut for the most part, because I think when it's open, I think there's something listening. Something.
I knew it. I knew it was evil.
Keep it shut.
Burn it.
Keep it shut.
Keep it shut
Putting
until you
shut
find someone that
back.
can. Until you find someone that can get rid of those runes. Keep that thing shut. Because something, somewhere, out there in the darkness, is listening.
I bet it's Gormok.
And that's where we'll end it for today. That'll be the end of today's session.